This might sound crazy, but if you're a Metaventure owner and you're super successful, you are probably going to want the venture dues to go up. If you're thinking about opening up a Metaventure on your own, make sure you watch this video because I'm going to explain the reasoning behind this, and it may make you think twice about going and applying to open up that Metaventure. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. On this channel, you can learn everything you need to know about the Upland Metaverse, tutorials, strategies, tips, tricks, and a lot more. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Now, regardless of if you're going to be taking my advice or not, if you want to learn more about Metaventures and how to apply and learn everything about the venture dues, all the links are in the description below, and I really suggest starting to learn about the venture dues with the link in the upper right-hand corner before you continue watching this one. Every month, all Metaventure owners have to pay venture dues, which go to the community pool, and this is based off of the total number of Metaventures of the same type in the specific city, as well as the median UPEX contribution to the community pool of all those Metaventures. To simplify how this works, the more Metaventures there are of a certain type in a city, the higher the venture dues are going to be. And next, you're going to want to take all of the Metaventures of that type and rank them in terms of sales for that month. You're going to take the middle Metaventure and look at the amount of UPEX from those sales that was contributed to the community pool, which is going to be 5% of the sales. And that is going to be the second factor that is going to help to determine the venture dues. Now, if you look at two different Metaventure owners on that scale, one player who might not have sold anything on a given month, and another player who might have sold, let's say, 1 million UPEX worth of inventory that month, both of those shops are going to be paying the exact same amount of venture dues. So if I'm that Metaventure owner who's making millions of UPEX worth of sales every month, I'm going to be that player who wants the venture dues to increase. I'm also going to talk about what can be done to decrease those venture dues. So the first thing that I mentioned about calculating the venture dues is the more players there are that own Metaventures of the same type, the higher the venture dues are going to be. The barrier of entry to open up a lot of these Metaventures is quite low, so it's very easy for someone to open up a shop. What they might not realize is that as they're just starting out, they might have a lot of costs and they might not be moving a lot of inventory if people are not familiar with their shop. And secondly, these variable venture due costs are something that they might not expect. And that's why a video like this and the Upland Guide website are really important to explain this to anyone who's looking to become an entrepreneur in the metaverse. So if you're looking to open up a shop in an already saturated market, then you might want to think twice. Now, just having a lot of Metaventures of the same type in the same city does not guarantee that the venture dues are going to be high. If the majority of the shops aren't selling anything, then the median sales is going to be zero. However, if you do have a larger number of established Metaventures that are making sales, those players are going to be able to help drive up the median Metaventure costs. And which of these Metaventure owners are going to feel these costs the most? These are going to be the Metaventures that don't make any sales or make very little sales. So someone who's selling 1 million UPEX worth of inventory each month, for example, is probably not going to make a big deal out of paying those additional extra fees. In fact, he would probably welcome it because the more that Metaventure owners will have to pay and ones that are just scraping by, they might be more inclined to close their shop. And the more shops that end up closing will probably benefit the Metaventure owner who is making the most sales. So what can you do in order to decrease these venture dues? The first thing would be to avoid them altogether. If you're curious about opening up your own Metaventure shop, I would suggest asking some other players who own Metaventures to get their experience and to understand what's involved in creating one. You might find out that at the very beginning, it's a lot more work than you think it is, and it's not necessarily an easy way to make a quick buck. Secondly, I would suggest looking at neighboring cities that might have fewer number of those Metaventures open, and that might lead to a decreased Metaventure due cost. You can easily head over to the directory search, filter by the type of Metaventure you're looking to open up and the city you're looking to open it up in, and you are able to browse and see all of the different shops that are open. That could be a very good, easy starting point to see if the market is saturated or not. Lastly, it's important to recognize that just like in the real world, chances are your business is not going to be profitable from day one. So the more that you understand that and the better of a business plan that you have for finding profitability will leave you with less surprises and have you become better prepared to weather any of these months where you might see a much higher venture dues. If you have any specific questions about Metaventures, feel free to drop a question in the comments below and continue watching these videos to learn more about Metaventures and Venture Dues.